The stage lights dim, the crowd goes silent, and for a moment, it feels like time has stopped. The unmistakable echo of a guitar riff, wild, electrifying, and otherworldly, fills the air. That sound could only belong to one man, Ace Frehley, the Spaceman of KISS. Today, the world of rock stands still, mourning the loss of a legend who changed the very sound of rock and roll forever. But even in death, Ace Frehley's spirit continues to ignite the passion of millions, and his bandmates, Criss and Stanley, remember him not just as a musician, but as a brother, a rebel, and an icon whose star will never fade. Ace Frehley wasn't just another guitarist. He was the heartbeat of KISS's signature sound. His raw energy, fearless creativity, and cosmic presence helped turn the band into a global phenomenon. From the explosive riffs of Shock Me to the unforgettable solos that defined the KISS era, Ace wasn't just playing notes. He was channeling electricity straight into the soul of rock. His presence on stage was magnetic. With his silver makeup, glittering costume, and space-themed persona, he became the Spaceman, a symbol of rebellion, imagination, and limitless freedom. Born Paul Daniel Frehley in the Bronx, New York, Ace grew up surrounded by the chaos and rhythm of city life. Music became his escape, his way of expressing everything that words could not. Influenced by artists like Jimi Hendrix and Led Zeppelin, Ace developed a guitar style that was both aggressive and soulful, full of character and fire. When he joined KISS in 1973, alongside Paul Stanley, Gene Simmons, and Criss, it wasn't just a band forming, it was the birth of a revolution. Together, they created something the world had never seen before. The makeup, the costumes, the pyrotechnics, all of it was designed to transport audiences into another world. And at the center of that spectacle stood Ace, with his guitar lighting up like a comet across the sky. His solos were not just performances, they were explosions of energy that made audiences believe in the magic of rock and roll. When news broke of Ace Frehley's passing, the rock community was shaken to its core. Fans across generations took to social media to share their grief, their memories, and their gratitude for a man who inspired them to pick up a guitar or chase their dreams without fear. But perhaps the most touching tributes came from his KISS bandmates, the people who knew him best. Paul Stanley, the star child of KISS, shared a heartfelt message. Ace was more than just a guitarist, he was a visionary. His sound defined an era, and his spirit defined what KISS stood for. We may have had our differences, but I'll always remember the laughter, the music, and the magic we created together. Criss, the Catman, also expressed his sorrow. Ace was like a brother to me. We shared the early struggles, the crazy tours, and the unforgettable nights on stage. His energy was contagious. I'll miss his humor, his heart, and that incredible spark he brought to everything. Their words painted a picture of a man who was both a genius and a free spirit, unpredictable, passionate, and utterly unforgettable. Despite the ups and downs, the fights and the reunions, one thing remained constant. Ace Frehley's contribution to rock music could never be replaced. Ace's story was not without its shadows. His journey through fame was marked by struggles with addiction and the pressures of the rock lifestyle. Yet, through every setback, he fought his way back, proving that his music and his legacy were stronger than his demons. In his later years, Ace focused on solo projects, earning praise for albums like Anomaly and Spaceman. These works showed that even decades later, the fire in his heart still burned bright. For fans, Ace was more than a member of KISS. He was the soul of the band's original lineup. His solos on tracks like Detroit Rock City, Cold Gin, Parasite, and Shock Me are etched into the DNA of rock history. Every time his Les Paul guitar screamed through an amplifier, it reminded the world why rock and roll mattered. Even after leaving KISS, Ace maintained an undeniable connection with the band and its fans. His live shows were a nostalgic journey through time, filled with pyrotechnics, laughter, and the same cosmic energy that made him famous. He had a way of making every audience feel like they were witnessing something special, something eternal. When Paul Stanley and Criss gathered to honor their fallen brother, the mood was bittersweet. They spoke of the early days, of long nights rehearsing in tiny rooms, of playing in empty clubs, and of dreaming that someday their music would reach the stars. And it did. KISS became one of the biggest bands in history, and Ace's guitar was the rocket that helped them get there. Gene Simmons, known for his fiery persona, also shared an emotional message. Ace was unique. Nobody played like him. Nobody thought like him. He was the real deal, a true original. The world lost a legend, but heaven just got one hell of a guitarist. As fans gathered outside venues, lighting candles and holding up photos of the Spaceman, the message was clear. Ace Frehley may be gone, but his light will never fade. His influence can be heard in every guitarist who dares to push boundaries, in every performer who steps on stage with wild ambition and fearless heart. To understand Ace Frehley's legacy is to understand what made rock and roll so powerful in the first place: freedom, rebellion, and raw emotion. He didn't just play music. He lived it, breathed it, and bled for it. His solos were like lightning bolts across the night sky, unpredictable yet beautiful. He inspired countless musicians to embrace their individuality and never apologize for who they were. Even now, as fans revisit classic KISS performances, there's a sense of awe in watching Ace's fingers glide across the fretboard. Every note a reminder of the passion that drove him. His influence reaches beyond generations, beyond genres. Whether you're a die-hard KISS fan or someone discovering him for the first time, Ace's energy pulls you in, reminding us all that legends never really die. As the curtain falls and the echoes of his guitar fade into the night, one thing is certain: Ace Frehley will always be remembered as one of rock's greatest icons. His music continues to soar through time, touching hearts, inspiring dreamers, and lighting up stages wherever rock and roll lives. The Spaceman has left this world, but his journey among the stars has only just begun. Rest in peace, Ace Frehley. Your music will forever be our guiding light through the galaxy of rock.